Yo, what is up, my Shadow Armies? That is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another What If video. So this is part 2 of What If Kage Tatsuma was in Star Wars. And before I continue on, go check out the last previous part before you guys come over here, because that's the one not making sense to you. So basically, the last part, basic cover, before the events of the prequel towards the Attack of the Clones. So basically, I'm going to go over discussion and certain things of the Clone Wars and Nightfall. So be on the lookout. Well, this is part 2. I mean, what the fuck I want to talk about? But anyway, forget what I said. But anyway, this is part 2, which we're going to go over to the Clone Wars and Nightfall. So with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So basically, ever since the Clone War began, and both Kage and his master have been going on dangerous missions, stealth mission, spy mission, suicide mission, but they do get some help along the way and be alongside with other few Jedi like Obi-Wan Kenobi or Anakin, and even with Momo Yaoyorozu and Shakti. And ever since then, Kage was assigned to go on a Camino along with Momo and Shakti, which means that Kage was in the Battle of Camino along with, well, Momo, Shakti, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. And there will be some time where and there will be some time where Momo and Kage help Anakin and Obi-Wan, where Kage is helping facing off Grievous and Momo facing off against Ventress. So basically aiding Obi-Wan and Anakin in a fight, but so to speak. And Kage does care for the clones, but doesn't trust them because felt something ain't right. But he does became a close to clone 99 Maiden clone, but sadly he ended up dying in battle, which felt bad for the guy. Though he wants to fight alongside with his brothers, but he actually got the chance. So, over the course, year later, when Kage and Momo being a Padawan for a year later, and going on a mission together one or twice in a row, and there would be a time where Kage and Quinlan decided to go on a mission together and came across a familiar face they never saw again, Catherine. And Kage would notice how Quinlan and Catherine getting really close. And Kage is not going to say anything until the time is right. Where the moment where Quinlan doesn't know how this feelings, that it should not be the way of the Jedi, but he has that feeling for her. Which Kage is like, he's not going to say nothing until the time is right. And until then, ever since it's time to knight the Padawan, because they are losing few Jedis. Most of them are knights and masters, so they need to make the Padawans as a fully fledged Jedi Knight. Which the council decided to make the Padawans into knighthood. So Kage Tatsuma and Momo Yaoyorozu became a Jedi Knight, now being the age of 20. Both of them are at the age of 20 because it's been a year later. So basically now Kage is going on his own mission with some people that he knows, including Momo, even going on actual war mission with some of the clones, allied with some people, like, again, basically, let's say he goes on a mission with Obi-Wan and Mace Windu on Ryloth to free the Twi'lek people from slavery by the Separatists, or he actually goes on a mission with the Bad Batch. So yeah, Kage does go on a mission with the Bad Batch when it comes to something that is like suicide mission. And he actually liked the Bad Batch more than the actual clone. Don't get him wrong, he does respect the clone armies and slowly gaining the trust, but he's gaining his trust. Or how to put that? Kage is slowly to grown trust with the clones, but not wanting to fully, get that trust yet, because he had a bit of suspicions about the clones. But the Bad Batch, they're completely different. Learning that they're that mutation and the clone genes are completely different than the actual clones, it's literally hard to tell if they really are humans or not. Or clones or not, my mistake. And whenever Kage is going on his solo mission, he goes and hunts down any, potential Darksider user who fall to the dark side, which never happened, but he actually goes and finds any ancient Sith artifact or relics that he can find so he can destroy it. But he does learn certain abilities, and he was able to use Force Repulse, and Force Lightning, along with his along with his Force Stun. Again, even though it's not the way of the Jedi, but the Jedi Council can't do nothing about it because the Sentinels have the free will and free rights to use any dark side abilities as they see fit, but not let it corrupt. The Council noticed that Kage has not been fully corrupted by the dark side, but yet there is darkness in him, but it's been keeping in check. It's still surprised that Mace is still surprised to everyone, including Mace Windu, that he's not been fully corrupted by the dark side. So Mace Windu was wondering, and there's my potential chance that Mace Windu could teach Kage how to use Wattpad, the opposite version of Form 7 Geo / Wattpad or whatever. But that would be a long time to wait because they're in the middle of the war. And speaking of war, Momo and Kage, their relationship is thin, and they both have a hard time to keep up with each other and try to balance their relationship in secrets. And whenever they're away, it's getting a bit difficult, and it's hard for them to contact each other while they're on a mission, etc. And whenever they're finally alone together, they do, have their moments together and not be with the Council. Unless they're alone in the mission, they do have some time to be themselves. And they do some, wink, wink, nudge, nudge when they're, alone and not being noticed or seen. So for the next couple of years later has passed, the war is getting worse after worse and the worst. Kage has been doing his best to protect the people because the people comes first in the war. And there are some people that actually do look up to Kage, and they actually appreciate for him that he's been thinking about the people than just focusing on the main issue. And Kage always responds to the word, there is no light, there is no dark, there is no death, there is the Force. So basically being the only Jedi to follow the will of the Force. And there'll be sometimes he does encounter Grievous or Ventress. And there's a potential chance later on that he does come across, I don't want to say Savage or anything like that. I don't want to go that far. And so basically, there are some Jedi that he does interact. And there's some characters that he does speak, like Sarah Keto, for example. Like, he heard about Sarah Keto, that she is more skillful fighter and might put up a good fight for Kage, but she's still a Padawan. And still Padawan to, like I said, she's still a Padawan to Master Syndraulic, the Battle Master himself. And he does hear about how a Jedi named Corbin Roth is dealing a lot of stress and struggles, and the Council are not noticing or anything about it. And also heard about, another Jedi who was so obsessed to find another Jedi that was betrayed in the Order by poisoning and bombing the temple way back by the guy named Dravok. And this person wants to find Dravok, and that is Cassius Urshan. And basically, he doesn't know that Cassius Urshan and Sarah Keto were a thing until he started putting pieces together. So basically, let's just say Kage and Cassius have their chat privately. Kage tells him that he knows that him and Sarah are a thing. which that caught Cassius by surprise and shock. But Kage tells him that he's not going to say anything because he's in that same situation and position as well, which that caught Cassius surprise. Like, he's wondering who could that be. So he tells him that is Momo Yaozu. Oh. So basically, kind of like in the scenario's like, so, you at Keto? Yeah. You and, Yaozu? Yup. So basically, chatting about, is this the right thing? Is this the way of the Jedi? Like, are we, breaking by the rules? I mean, we're Jedi. We're taking any risk. But I have my own issues and vendetta of the Jedi Code and how the Council is, well, treated, how their roles. Basically, question of the Councils of their decisions and their actions, and the Council and the Jedi losing their way, and they're blinded to see that the dark side is getting stronger, and they're not noticing. So basically, Kage is like, forget the code, just follow what your heart desire, only follow the will of the Force. Kage believes that love is not evil, love is not corruption, love will not make you fall to the dark side. It will consume you, but you gotta learn not to let it consume you. Basically saying that love is balance. You gotta have that balance within. So basically, Cassius is glad that he's not the only Jedi in this temple, break the Jedi Code. Or, Cassius have his own mixed feelings about, Kage saying that he despised the Jedi Code, thinks it's just kind of pointless. And understand where he's coming from, that he's only listened to the Force, not the Code, not the Council, or something like that. And he's right. Follow what your heart desire. That's one thing Cassie would keep that to heart. So basically, after they go their separate ways, Kage goes to hang out with Momo. Everything was going well. And until, another year later has passed, which has been 3 years since the Clone Wars has been started. Then Kage was on a stealth mission on his own, and as he returned, he heard about, Corbin Roth gone rogue and killed his master, and now everything just not going as well. And then ever since Kage went to his mission later the next day afterward, and ever since then he heard that the Chancellor has been taken and the Separatist is attacking Coruscant. Not only that, he actually did heard. He's been out of the galaxy traveling to, stealth mission and saving lives, etc. Like, he's been keeping up to date thanks to Momo about the return of Darth Maul, that, people are speaking about it and they've been hearing about it. And not only that, Duchess Satine has been killed by the hands of Maul. And not only that, Ahsoka Tano, the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker, that she was falsely accused of the attack of the Jedi Temple. So basically, she was falsely claimed without any evidence that the Jedi Council thought she caused a war crime on the Jedi Temple. And it turns out they found out that it was Barriss Offee, the Padawan of Master Luminara Unduli. So Kage is stunned and shocked and also frustrated that the Council would blame on another Jedi who has had nothing to do with this, never caused any of the attack with any false evidence or anything like that. And then is not the worst part. She tells Kage that Ahsoka left the Jedi Order, and Kage just felt his heart sunk. Like, he could tell this is going to be hard on Anakin. And as Momo was like, Master Skywalker, or Skywalker, I don't want to say Master Skywalker, but Skywalker is not taking it too well on this. I mean, I can't blame him, and I cannot blame her. And Kage tells her that the Jedi Council literally lost their way. They're willing to give up their own people, their own Jedi member, to be exiled or executed. And at what cost? And Momo's like, you're right by one thing, Kage. The Jedi really lost their way. I don't know how much I can handle this. What are you trying to say? What I'm saying is, when this is all over, I want to lead the Order. You serious? Yes. I mean, when this war is over, now what? We're supposed to be peacekeepers, not soldiers. Ever since then, we were trained to be peacekeeper, until now. And I think you felt the same. And Kage closed his eyes, concentrated through the Force, and he says, you're right. And I think we should lead the Order. Both of us. We should lead the Order and have a normal life together. We could have a family. Do you think a planet... what would be a good place for us to start a new life? Kage has thought about this. He remembered that he was born on Corellia, but he doesn't want to go back there. It just brings bad memories. There are good places that could go start a new life. There's Dantooine, Alderaan, Naboo, and I'm trying to think of another nice planet. But Kage decided to go with, and he tells her, what about Alderaan? Alderaan is like a nice, peaceful place. And Momo's like, yeah, I like that. A new home, new life, a new chapter in our life. And Alderaan? I always want to go there. It's so peaceful. I don't know why, it felt right. When it's over, we should leave. I agree. And I'll be returning home soon. I promise. I'll be waiting, Kage. And I love you. I love you too. After ending the hollow message ends, so Kage is going on his mission, etc. And until he felt something. Felt cold. And then he felt something not right. The Force. He felt that present. Like he clenched his hand to his chest. Like he's about to collapse. Something not right. What is happening? Keep this in mind, this takes place in the Revenge of the Sith. When Kage was on his mission. And the rescuing Chancellor at the Battle of Coruscant happened while he was gone. Then he felt something's not right. So he set a course back to Coruscant as fast as he can. As he arrived to Coruscant, he noticed that the Jedi Temple has been under attack by clones. And he realized, Momo. And he has to go there and try to save her, get to her, find her, and get out of there. As Kage trying to go, rushing in, see the clones killing Jedis left and right, both Master, Knights, Padawans, and Younglings. And Kage is horrified by this. And he needs to find Momo. That's his main priority. He knew he shouldn't trust the clones. He just had that feeling. He doesn't know what it is. Has the Force blinded him of this? No, it can't be. He shouldn't. He had that feeling, just cannot place the finger on it. What could cause this? Then he hears the Order 66. Execute Jedi. If any clones disobey the order, will be executed for treason. So basically it's not just the Jedi they're killing. They're willing to kill their own brothers if they disobey the order. So basically he cuts out every single clones to find to find Momo. Then he does, but the clones was so many. It's surrounding him. It's surrounding Momo. Momo trying to call to him to help her. Kage trying to get to her the fastest he can, trying to get past through him, until it was too late. The clone shot her down, and Kage's eyes widened in horror, and his heart dropped. His mind's racing, and all of a sudden, he jumps in his float, basically like Galen Merrick, jumps in midair, charge up, and bursts of using first repulse, disintegrating few of the clones that is around him, and send some of the clones flying. And then he goes straight to Momo's lifeless body, barely alive, and Kage just can't believe this is happening. No. Momo, stay with me. And then Momo reached her hand to Kage's cheeks, telling him that she will always love him, no matter what, and I'll always be with you. And dies in his arm. Kage, eyes wide, tears down his eyes, and then he's wondering who could have done this, who led these clones. Then he realized the color of it, the fiber furs. No, it can't be. There's no way. Then he hears a knighted lightsaber behind him. He turns around and sees a black cloak figure wielding a blue lightsaber. Then he sees him, the man that responsible of this, the man that leaded the 501st Legion. Kage hits the name Skywalker, and Kage gets up and knighted his saber and grabbed one of Momo's lightsaber, a Shoto lightsaber. He ignited her saber in a dual-blading fencing in reverse grip. So the fight clash. Two Jedi Sentinel and a Jedi Knight. Kage against Anakin, the Chosen One. Both the blue, yellow, and violet purple, or violet pink, whatever you call it, clashed together. The battle was intense. Inferno. The battle goes on and on. Even gives Anakin a run for his money. And Kage was just close by to get the edge, until a few clones comes in. They're trying to shoot down Kage. Kage noticed. Kage used Force Lightning to shoot out the clones, and used Force Stun on Anakin Skywalker, freezing him in place. More clones coming his way. Kage decided to look at Momo's body one last time and ran off, trying to find any ship, anything, to get out of there. As he found one of his Jedi Starfighter, he gets in it and been chasing down by clones, get to the ship and flies off and escape the attack of the Jedi Temple. Kage is broken, but he needs to know if he can find his master, Quinlan. He needs to know if he's alive. And he tried to contact, but nothing. He lost the love of his life, and now he just lost his mentor. His mentor was on the planet of Kashyyyk with Master Yoda and Lubina and Dooley, but nothing. So there's nothing. Can't even get a hold of him. Can't even contact with him or anything. So now Kage lost everything. He lost his home. He lost his love. He lost his master. All he could do now is find a place to hide, lay low, and somewhere he could survive. That's all he could do, is to survive. So he set a course, a destination, a place where no Jedi or anyone think they should be able to go. He set a course to Na Shaddaa, a planet of bunch of scum and villainy, of bounty hunters, smugglers, any type of enemies, even the Hutts are allowed to be. So that's where Kage will be going and hiding, is Na Shaddaa. So, yeah, that is where I'm going to end this part here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channel, my social media, will be down below in the description box. You guys know the drill. Plus, if you guys want my community tab, I just post a future art commission of 2 versions of Kage. If you've seen the Raxus Prime outfit that Galen Merrick is wearing, that should give you a hint what he's going to wear in the next part when he's at Na Shaddaa. So yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And links to my Cash App and my PayPal will be down below in the description box if you guys want to donate to support the channel. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. New before Shadow Critias. I'll see you guys later.